I cannot believe this. Home prices drop again. Welcome everyone back to my Monday market update. In this episode, I am going to give you a quick update about the home prices in Arizona. Specifically, today we see some signal of home price dropping. We're also going to cover the difference between the list price versus the close price to see whether the market going up or going. All right. Now, the last thing to cover, and this is especially episode, is the national update. In this one, we are going to the entire United States, Arizona. So with that, go into the information. First of all, we see a signal that home prices is falling. And to what? Okay. As of right now, over the last 4 months, we see that the monthly average sale price per square foot has dropped 9.2%. As of right now, we have 287.55. Now, 4 months ago, it's actually 316.58. So it's about 9.2% drop. This is a pretty steep, right? It's very decline, very sharp, almost 10%, and it's definitely helping the buyers get more value in their house. Now here's the kickback though. Well, because as you see, I'm not really panic. All right, as a real estate agent, I should be panicked when home price drop, but this is not. This is not really the case. Now, this number is actually skewed by the slowdown in luxury sales recently. Okay, in March, we actually have 110 homes closed over $3 million. This July, we only have about 26. Right? So 110, 26 is almost like 75% drop. So the high-end market is taking the summer nap in July. Obviously, it's so hot. Nobody wants to stay in Arizona in this market, in this time, right? So that's definitely it's the slowest time of the year in Arizona to buy. Now, exactly that's the reason why it's pulling down the average price. Because here's the thing: the average price is actually impacting a lot by the height, by the end, either the high end or the low end. If there's a lot of high end, the average goes up, and therefore you see 4 months ago is actually 316. If there's not a lot of them, the average actually go back to the median. Talking about the median, that is actually a better number to compare. In fact, we have this today, 445,000 compared to mid-March, whereas the peak median sale price normally during the year is 465. Okay, so it's dropped only about 4.3%. And this is actually more acceptable. And this could be just a normal seasonal shift. Like I said, March is normally the best time to get the highest price. Moving to July, that's actually the slowest time of Arizona market. Okay. So especially since the summer tend to cool things off, right? In Arizona market, the 4.3% is very typical. No red flag here, just the rhythm of the market to happening during the year. All right. What about the closing ratio? Well, the closing rate. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. The closing price versus the list price is also cooling off. Okay. Another stat that tell us this is actually another stat that tell us how cool the market is. Okay, it's actually the percentage, but it's calculated. This ratio is calculated by the sale price, the sold price over the list price. Because what happened is that, for example, a homeowner could list their home at 500,000, but then eventually they cannot sell that at 500, right? They're gonna drop the price for 80, for 60. Okay, so the difference between them create a ratio. Okay, the ratio that's not 100%. So what happening right now? Happening right now is 13.3% as of July 2025. 13.3% of the closing went over asking. That's it. it show a cold market, only 13%. Okay, that's my side. But compared to the long-term average, is actually the long-term average. I'm sorry, let me show you again. The 13.3%, right? But 21.2% is a long-term average, and this clear that the market is no longer hot, right? Because if the long-term is 21% of the amount of listing that's sold over asking, is right now only 13. So this is almost less than half. Okay. We can say the hot market is about over 24%. The cold market is about 18%, and now, as of right now, is only 13%. You may be wondering, compared to previous years, how much is that? Last year, by the way, we have 17%. So it's still a cold market last year, right? But this current market, this current year, even worse. That means we're cooling off even more than last summer, and this is supposed to be the peak. See, and this is supposed to be, the peak season as well in the summer. And so it's not started recovering yet, especially with the buyer's enthusiasm, the buyer's motivation lower than usual. Okay, we have more power to negotiate, and um, so in that means definitely the buyer has a lot of negotiation power. Okay, with 13%. All right. Okay, this one we already go through. Uh National market update. What news? Okay. So this is brand new that I want to share with you in this episode. Um, because I feel like, okay, if we only understand the Arizona market, we lose the connection between the Arizona and the rest of the country. Okay. What we're seeing right now is that's the reason why I create reporting those information for you. And this data is very nicely combined by keeping current matters, and I'm happy to share with you the information. Okay, buyer, if you're thinking about buying a home right now, there's one part of the market that you don't want to overlook: the newly built home inventory. Okay, buyers should look at the new construction right now. Right now, the newly built home inventory is growing. Okay, and we are sitting at actually 9.8%. I'm sorry, 9.8 month supply across the country. That's one of the highest level we've seen in over a year, right? So you see here, all of these bar 8.5, 8.4, 7.9. This is 9.8 across the country. So not, that's one is the highest level we've seen over the year. So to attract buyers, builders actually offer a lot of incentive. Okay, this is one of the biggest, and I think this is one of the most attractive to the buyers is the rate. So you could potentially get a 3.75 or 4%. I'm actually go under contract for one of the buyers that at 3.75 right here in Arizona. Okay, so that's because they have so many inventories, so much inventories right now, 9.8, right? 9.8 months of supply, meaning that assuming there's no new inventory, if they want to sell, it's going to take them 9.8 months to sell. Long time, almost a year, right? They don't want to do that. They don't want to hold houses. They want money back. Okay, so that's for the reason why they offer a very high rate incentive right now. Okay, um, now that's number one. Definitely looking at the new build if that is something that you prefer to. Okay, according to the Realtor.com, the average 30 years mortgage rate of new homes is about half of a point lower than the existing home. You see the existing home right here with the blue bar, and the green is the newly built home. As of right now, if you buy a house at 6.6% on average, right? On average, for the new build is it's only about 6%. Okay, that's because the builder are using their money to buy down interest rate. Period. Some of you might think, okay, why can they do that? They use their money, they use their profit to buy down the interest rate to help with affordability. And they are not stopping there, by the way. 30% of the builder are cutting home prices as well. A lot of, not only just the rate, but also the home price. Okay, the highest rate. This is actually the highest rate since the National Association of Home Builders started tracking this monthly back in 2022. This is the biggest price cut in since 3 years since they started. Okay, this is actually a very big deal. So if you've been waiting for the slide, okay, you may have to look at the this option. There may plenty of option right now. You have the negotiation power, you have the price drop, you have the interest rate drop. However, I just have to warning this, okay? Don't over negotiate. Okay, if you over negotiate, you may lose the deal. Sometimes we have to know where to stop. Okay, if you already need reach the maximum, the top, that's the time you should stop. Some of you may ask, how do I know? How do I know where to stop? Well, if you don't know, if you don't have the experience in real estate, consult with the real estate agents or maybe someone who have some experience with that, and then share with you and consult with them to see whether it's a good deal. Should you wait more, or should instead of listening to the news, the one that do not have any information to back up? Okay. With all of that, let's see what does that mean for the buyers and the seller. Okay, for the buyer, okay, definitely still a time for you to negotiate. Okay, this is your moment. Okay, fewer homes are going over asking, and competition is over. Watch for the median price, not the average. As I told you, the average can be skewed, not the median price, because the median price, when they do that, they already get rid of the outliner. Okay, if they continue trending down, however, you may gain even more leverage by the late summer. Still, don't wait forever. A sudden drop in interest rate, and here's the facts, okay? A lot of things going on right now with interest rate, and a lot of people are waiting on the side because of interest rate. When that happens, okay, not only you, not only your neighbor, not only your family, but the whole bunch of new people are going to come back to the market. And at that time, super competition market, you have to pay based on the price. Okay, for the seller, okay, if you are in the luxury or higher end market, expect fewer showing, because this is just too hard for anyone to see houses. Okay, pricing right is always critical. Overpricing in this market could mean too much, and then you have to wait forever. Some area like Paradise Valley are still outperforming, but like I said, it's going to show a drop, especially during this time of the summer. All right. Well, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much to listen in today, and I'm excited to share with you all the information. If you do need more information, or if you miss any of the pictures and the image I share, feel free to scan this one right here, or you can also go to the website called magicalsuccessrealty.com. That's my website. Okay, and then you can go to the market update. This has all the information, all the market update that I go through. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.